following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Bro!
Check this thing out. You're gonna help me learn how to work this thing.
It's a boombox. You press play. It's also got a oh wow, it's got a radio in it.
Yeah, because now we're allowed to talk about the thing.
Oh god, I am not strong enough to carry these around.
Tentacle. F.
They're very heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's to limit my movements, but I'm just going to go sit down in the mess. Okay, so looks like that's on radio tape. You put a tape in there, so these will be the tape controls if you set it over to tape. There's volume. That's how loud it's going to be. Surely you know this.
Well, I mean, there's so many extra
And it's
buttons.
your radio tuner. You turn the knob until you get a...
Do we even
station.
get radio out here?
Let's find out. Welcome to Radio Shama Conde. The local council would like to remind everyone that looking at or referencing the dog park is specifically forbidden. There is not a dog park in town. Talking about the dog park is forbidden by local ordinance because there is not a dog park. Anything you see coming in or out of the dog park is also to be ignored. Do not pay attention to it. It is not real. In other news, Tom Green, you know, the farmer outside of town, the one with the potato crop, has recently reported strange lights coming from the clouds at night. Ha ha ha! That Tom, what wild stories will he come up with next? That old man. He is so amusing, and nothing else. The city council has announced that packs of wild dogs seen roving around Samarkand were merely trash blowing in the wind, and not wild dogs at all. When the councilman who made the announcement at the press conference was asked about several people who had been attacked by the wild dogs, she gripped the sides of the podium, shaking it uncontrollably, and screaming, "They were trash! Just people seeing the wrong thing! There are not wild dogs in Samarkand." Well, isn't that a relief? And here's all of us thinking there were wild dogs when there are not. And now, the weather. You're doing well, you're doing great, you're head to the top, you're never late.
Well, that's...
Wow, we have our own radio station. That's really cool. I'm so relieved about the wild dogs.
Yes! Yes, I as well. That dog pound that doesn't exist.
Dog park. But it doesn't exist, so...
What dog park? She seems genuinely puzzled.
You know...
Wow. That's... They told me what you did. Thank you for saving people from me. Maybe I'm gonna go to the mess. Did you want anything?
Yeah, I'll come with.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, sure.
Look,
Let's do that.
If you don't want to walk around so much with those heavy shackles on...
I have to pay the price for my crimes.
No, I was just thinking...
Loops, chain over neck. Okay, there we go. That's a little easier.
I mean, maybe you should hit the library first and some books or something so you can at least read.
No, I'll sit in the public around all the people like me. People like me. People, they're people.
Well, I mean, have you ever thought that this is basically... This is like Mutant High. We're in college now, kid, so... I mean, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You got a 5-year plan?
I did. And then it all went out the window.
Well, I mean...
So they do 4-year plans. 5-year plans of communists.
Because of that 1 year difference makes it communist?
Just shut up. It makes all the difference.
Well, I mean, you still kind of got to do that. Where do you see yourself in 4 years?
Now, dead. If all things go well. If they don't, rampaging around destroying the world, probably.
Well, I mean, let's assume the best, that you get some kind of handle on this thing.
I don't think about that now.
Well, I mean, have you thought about what kind of government job you want, or
I think that's up to them.
what would let you help your superhero boyfriend? You know, if you could...
Maybe he'd just be better off if... I don't want to think about that now. I just want to eat.
Done and done. Just restrict speed to moving at the same speed she is and head down to the commissary with her.
So you were talking with Anne.
Yeah. I'll give her a hug for a start.
You're welcome. What's that all about?
I'm just glad everything's okay after what happened. Like last I saw, you were actually doing real good. You were holding. Actually, I got to later on. I saw it through Dixie's. Dix's.
Yeah, I saw that too. Are you okay?
After seeing that destroyer hold off, I think so. But we got through to her.
I heard some of the tech geeks talking about that.
Hmm.
Apparently, that's 10% output when she ripped you in half. That was 10% of what she's supposed to be capable of.
We not talk about me getting ripped. I got to see it
Shit,
from her perspective.
I'm such a...
It's okay. It's okay.
Her room is divided in half too. There's like the Jessica part, which is frilly pillows and a teddy bear and like a bunch of like knickknacks and stuff on the shelves. And then there's Anne's part, which is a partially disassembled motorcycle on a big cloth in the middle of the ground. What looks like a prison bed, like a military bunk bed style thing with just one layer on it. And there's like a radio, a boombox style radio thing there. And of course the flat screen terminal, and that's just currently displaying like it's got pictures of like bikers, and then it's like this album, and then it just changes to an metal album cover, and then it like changes again, like rotates through imagery, like that picture frame thing.
Yeah. Nice digs, by the way.
I'm glad I'm still in them.
I mean,
the results of the disciplinary hearing, are you still... Well, you're still here, but...
I mean, I don't know if there's... Where do we hear the final results? I mean, I got...
It'll be put in your terminal.
My what?
Your terminal.
Come again?
Your computer thing?
Wait, what? I got one of the...
Big picture frame.
Oh, I thought that was just the big empty picture frame.
I'm tempted to act all cool, like, duh, you don't know, but I thought the same thing when I got here.
How do you use
I
it?
almost broke mine trying to take it apart to put a picture in.
How do you use it?
Wait, did you ever wonder what this remote was for? This turns it off and on, does the volume, and then you just touch it. And there's, like, the screen.
Huh. I'm going to have to look into that when I get back.
DMV has all kinds of way crazy tech stuff.
So are you...
Like, this is like from, like, Space 1999 or something.
So are you still going to be... you back to being the handler again?
Yeah. I mean, they put a note in my file for breaking the klaxon, but they
That's
also
what
put
I
a
got.
commendation in my file for actually doing my job, even though it wasn't my job anymore.
Huh. You deserve it.
I know.
And I'm glad you actually did really well there. You stopped her.
Briefly.
I think we both got through to her, and that's
I wish
what
they'd
helped
take those
in the
chains off her, though.
end. Yeah, that's... poor thing. It's not going to be able to help her up here. It was all my fault. I'm so sorry.
Your fault? It was that hulking brute's fault.
Oh, I mean, I upset her.
It was her fault when she smashed... Oh, God, Stephanie. I should go see her.
Well, she's out of the...
That flipped Jennifer off the edge.
I think she's just a little humbled, but I think otherwise...
That's not going to be good.
No.
Well, thanks for coming by. I better go. She stands up.
You have to show me the back another time.
It's not finished.
I can see that. I'll leave as well because I'm not going to just hang around in her room when she's not there.
So everyone's in the commissary now, yay. Clunk. Yum, protein mash. Suddenly, you are Dixie.
Yes!
You're going to want my meal.
Yes,
Sorry. Yeah, you're going to want my meal. Because she sounds like you.
Thank you. Oh, taste.
I can't move.
Pick meal up, go sit right beside her, and just like, oh, just tell me if you want to turn your head or look somewhere else or something. It's comfy though, right?
No response.
Probably a bit slower than the normal pace, though. But
Well,
and then every so often be like, "Argh."
well, you're practically sociable. Johnny Lightning sits down right beside you. Knife, fork on the napkin.
So how did everything go with you?
Pulls bottle out of the ice bucket.
Where'd you get all?
Civility.
Where'd you get that? Let me guess. Your dad hooked you up.
Oh, yeah, he just can't wait until some cure comes along and I can be his son again. Sorry. 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 I don't know.
In some ways, it seems a shame if that cure were to come for you.
Are you kidding? I can't wait.
But I mean, you've got two of the rarest abilities.
I would give
wrapped
it all
into
up
one.
to be a human again. To go back to my life. As far as anyone knows, I'm away on safari, which is why I'm not at home. I keep getting letters from my friends. God, they're swell guys. They really are.
So do they not vet letters coming in? Because
Oh, they read them. But they pass them on. And I'm really grateful for that. I quite enjoy hearing from my friends.
so what's happened in the last
Well, with sources a bit
day while I
sharp.
was in hospital? What did I miss aside from everybody being told, "Hey, you can't discuss what you saw"?
That doesn't stop anyone.
Yeah, well,
We all tried looking for some missing letters that have happened. Some correspondence has gone missing. And most of us, sorry loves, were planning what we were going to say to you two when you got out of the boneyard.
and what was that?
Or pretty much what happened.
Oh,
Yeah, so you're still here, and I'm assuming have been cleared? That's good.
only guilty of one charge. Wasn't enough to do much.
Ignoring the klaxon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm guessing you got the same one.
Show me any proof I was out there.
Well, they actually saw it through my eyes, and
Shit.
yeah, thanks to you can thank Dex for that. But it was kind of
Hey,
needed
no problem.
to.
You stole my seat, you bastard.
It was kind of needed to clear, I think, myself and Anne mostly, and also help us get rid of that genetically created bitch who's on her way out of here.
I don't really think that the destroyer was suited for babysitting.
Not if it just flips out at the drop of a handle and can't take a little constructive criticism.
Wait, you backsassed that thing?
Not directly, I just mumbled it under my breath, and apparently that was enough to drive it into a murderous rage.
Well, it was
Wait.
basically made out of Ultra Girl's DNA and some others, but so it would have super hearing. Yeah.
Wait, so who was the one that put you in that condition on the stretcher?
Destroyer.
Jennifer's like, for once it wasn't me.
It was Destroyer.
I mean,
Anne and I talked.
I was going to. You have
Talks-
no idea how much it hates you. And it wanted to kill you. And I was going right for you, but then Titanium got in the way. You're welcome.
Yeah, Titanium and I did something to bring Jennifer out, and then Destroyer thought she'd take all the credit, even though she'd basically been rendered, well...
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? It takes powers away. That's an interesting thing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, to be
shares mind view of like that beam. So now you know.
Oh.
From which Destroyer's perspective, getting hit by it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I saw them bringing you in, and I was worried you were not going to live, let alone... You were kind of like...
I didn't find out exactly everything that happened until I saw it from Destroyer's perspective. And there's...
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, I am just incredibly glad to have you back at the table, and I hope you are enjoying your meal.
I am.
Because she's Dixie Midnight. He's Dixie Midnight.
I'm actually used to Dixie being a food monster because she was the very first time I met her.
She still is.
So
She's a food monster. So, yes. My dear sister, Pat's Blob, would like everyone to know if they would be interested in Midnight playing at the facility.
What's that?
you don't know Midnight? And that's really weird to hear coming out of your body.
It's a band.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they have to go through all kinds of red tape and stuff to do a... Because are they allowed to come here? We're having a band at the super secret
I
dog
imagine
park?
they do it on the surface near the Indian Reserve or something.
Well, we just felt that that everyone else should weigh in before we went to the tutors about it, just in case anyone had a massive objection. Looks over the isolated table where Mr. Edgelord is sitting. I don't even care. I've never even heard of this. What did you say it was? Midnight. It's a band. Oh yeah, whatever little local band, whatever, I don't care. I like music as much as anyone else. God. Well, I mean, you haven't heard about it because I guess it's not cool enough. Nothing's cool, don't you get it? Right then, we'll put you down in the don't care column then, shall we?
Hey, he said everybody likes music, so...
All right. Bloody hell.
And we could do with morale boost.
Well, I mean, assuming they don't suck.
They don't.
How did... This is a band you guys follow?
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, I've heard of them. I saw them live once or twice.
Okay, so
they're in the charts quite a bit.
Oh, that's cool. So they're like a famous band.
Could say that. Well, anyway, let's have no more talk of this bizarre cover-up. The band's called Midnight. You're playing dumb, I'm assuming?
No, he's never heard of
So, in relation to that and Dick's Midnight
he gets the surname thing, but he's just like, hey, a band called Midnight's going to play. Never heard of them. What a coincidence. Your name is...
Alright.
Attention students. In light of recent events, it has been decided to issue a 3-day pass. However, in light of others' actions, this has been reduced by 2 days. A supervised visit into the city of Coglons is authorized, and it will take place tomorrow. That is all.
Well, they're going to let us go to the big city.
You know, they could have just told us, in light of the thing, we got a free 1-day pass. They didn't have to say we could have had 3 days, but someone fucked it up.
Sorry.
It's not your fault, Sugar.
No, I'm just talking about that.
Well, I guess enjoy. I'll be here when you get back.
You ain't coming?
Besides, do you think it's a good idea?
I'll look to Anne. It's like, are you coming with too, or are you going to stick around here?
I'm going wherever she goes, so yeah, I guess I'm coming.
I think she was saying she's sticking around, honey.
No, you're not, dear.
I'm sure there's something we can do.
What if we run into someone I know? What do I tell them? You'll just read your terminal tonight. My what? Have you not noticed the big screen in my end of the room? Well, yeah, but...
Oh, you have not been playing with your terminal yet.
She has not, it seems.
Oh, I have to send you a message. Roxy, did you get your message?
Johnny's like, what kind of rube wouldn't be using their terminal already?
Well,
I mean, how have you been surviving here without one?
Well, I mean, we had computers at high school, but they did not look anything like that.
Of course not.
I think
that'll be civilian gear.
I mean, to be
No,
honest...
I'm used to technology like pulls out a tablet. I guess there's notice of my disciplinary hearing.
Wait, what is it?
Oh, and my movie's downloaded. Excellent. Watch that one, I
What was
guess.
that?
Yeah, this is a Pterodino Spark. It's a tablet that links to my personal terminal in the network here. It can't do much, but it's got a little display. I can read books on it and things. It's like a sheet of...
Yeah.
It's this.
Yeah. But how... But the screen is so thin.
It'll be actually half the size
Where's
of
the
this.
cathode ray tube?
It doesn't need one because it uses liquid crystals.
Can we requisition one of those?
Like a calculator?
No. This is not available even to government.
So
yet.
it's like a big calculator with a bigger screen.
Yes, but it does more.
So, can you hook us up with one of those?
Probably not. I don't think they know I have this one.
You stole that?
It's technically mine.
Because possession is 9/10 of the law?
No, because it was a birthday present.
Oh.
And he managed to smuggle it in.
Yeah. You know, when you're so fast.
That is a sweet toy.
Think of the practical applications, though. Like,
Well,
when that eventually hits the civilian market, it's going to change everything.
Well, I mean, I already got to play with the terminal today, and I was just like, man, this is awesome. If only it wasn't stuck to the wall.
Well, it doesn't have to be. You could mount it on a little stand. But it does have to be plugged in, yes. I guess you just stream military training videos all the time.
Pardon?
Did you even get your message?
On your terminal.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I only found out about my terminal like 10 minutes ago from Anne.
Sorry.
I didn't even know it was a thing. I just thought there was a big picture that hadn't...
Big
had anything-
picture frame.
Yeah. Didn't have anything in it.
No one told you? Stephanie, speaks for the first time saying, no one told you?
No.
And she's wearing a big woolly jumper in the Bill Cosby style.
It's unusual for her.
Yeah, I know. No one told you? And no one briefed you on how to use your room. Do you even know
No.
about the voice commands?
Well, I kind of worked
what?
out that you could call for, and I won't say it, but you could call for things to help you if you've got medical problems.
Well,
could
you can
call
also
for
turn your lights out by
repairs.
asking for them to be turned out. And you can also set your alarms that way. You can also remotely unlock and open your door.
is
Unless
everything
you've got
in
a
this-
key to room.
Is everything in this place done for you?
Only if you want it. You can opt out.
I think I'll just stick to how I go about things normally.
I mean, I've been watching TV on the thing for a week.
Wait, it's TV?
Of course it is.
As Dex would know, because that's where I've been picking up all the nice kids' songs for him to think about.
I mean, whatever amuses you, pal, it doesn't work.
I better go look at this here terminal and find out what message there is for me. Excuse me, everyone. Bus
Most
tray.
people wave goodbye. Oh, she's working that rod out of her ass quite nicely, don't you think? Crass.
You're going to be a little bit upset when the message from me is just like, "Yo, dog, can you believe this? This thing's awesome." Probably not a cool thing to get for one of your first messages.
Yeah, I guess I head to my quarters and start playing around with this remote thing.
When you
Trying
turn
to
it
get
on,
Yeah. Well, the big red power button's pretty. This is just like a television remote.
yeah,
Then what comes up once it's on?
like the Xbox One original console thing. It's like television, radio,
I'm going to find messages.
communications and interpersonal.
Okay, I'll go there.
You got some messages.
Okay, I'll start reading them in order.
Okay. From Dex Midnight.
Okay.
I was like, "Hey there, new girl. Thought you might want someone to show you around. Well, I'm always available." Winky face. Don't feel all intimidated. These things are here to help you. You can pretty much look up anything you want in the library. The training manuals and the procedures for your day-to-day life are all stored on here. It's like around the place. And my door is not always open, but if I'm awake, I'll feel you coming, and it will be. If you ever just want to hang out and jam, I'm your man. Dexter Midnight. Sorry about the incident earlier. I totally didn't know I was broadcasting thoughts so loudly. I guess you motivated me, or stimulated me, into a new level of power, and I will always remember you for that. And while I regret the crassness of it, the intention is still fine. Thumbs up, winky face. I hope you can forgive me for my private thoughts. Dexter Midnight. I notice you're not replying to these, and I can assume from your basically brusque nature that maybe you don't feel an reply is appropriate. Well, this one will absolutely require a reply. I happen to have some concert videos of Midnight on my terminal, and was wondering if you'd like to watch them with me and my sister tonight. It's about half a week old.
I'm suddenly feeling bad. But it's like, but I didn't know.
The next one is from admin and tells you how to use your terminal.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Creeps me the fuck out.
Apologies.
Not helping.
Sorry. It also has the rules.
Okay. These would have been handy to know.
You've broken very few of them. Then there's one from him saying like, "Hey dog, check this out." And then there's like the official notice of your result. A copy of your complaint, sort of thing. And then there's like a channel listing and station guide.
Okay.
The last one was from Solaria. It says it's from Solaria at the DMV handle thing.
Well, that's Stephanie. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm basically just like, I'm sorry I couldn't be of any help, and probably contributed greatly to the breakout of the rage monster. And I hope you're feeling fine. I appreciate your lifting up that column. Like, perhaps we can work together in future to provide some better protective assistance to everyone. And there's one there from Anthony Peterson being like, you mentioned you wanted to know how to use Earth Sense, which is what I call it. Pretty cool name, huh? It's actually like a really complicated thing apparently, but I've always been able to do it since I turned, so I'll try what I can. The main thing is that probably you'll have to start out without shoes on, because everything's a bit easier when you're in direct contact with the ground. But you want to take it really carefully and slow. You don't want to end up like me. with like boning your own powers forever. And then there's like some diagrams of like with like little wavy lines on them. It's like and like some terms about like how to when you feel this in the ground it means this, and like when people move that, and there's a bunch of like long verbose text about sound waves and transmission and that sort of thing. So like long rambling multi-page email.
Computer,